All right. I see what type of pod we about to have.
What's up, everybody? This is Weeknights. This is where we give you the latest, the greatest, and the shameless.
Yep.
We are your hosts. I am Dash, aka Dash and J.D, aka the real king of R&B, aka cool grandma, but not really, and all of the other things.
Okay. And I am JD, aka He Who Pods, aka No Specs Today.
Yep, it's just you and I.
Yes. Yes. Good one.
Thanks.
Corny, but I'll take it.
All right. So, just want to let everybody know that Festival Baddie is back.
You're
Um,
funny.
um,
Yeah, I was out there, man, you know.
heard you were out in those Philadelphia streets.
Yeah, I went to Roots, I went to Roots Picnic. Contacts was on, no specs. But man, that sun was blazing, so shades were on.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
And you must have put on
contact.
sunblock because I don't see the sunglasses tan. So you
I
must
actually did not put on any sunblock,
and you
not a drop.
and you still have your eyelids,
I still got them. Check them out. Look,
no flakes. Wow, wow.
the flakes. You know what I mean?
I wish I had been lucky those years back.
Let's keep that where that's at. Uh,
Anyway, so Festival Baddie was out in the streets.
yeah, I was
Uh,
out there. I went to Roots. You know what I mean?
so tell
I
us.
saw I saw the things.
Yeah, okay, well, give us some highlights. Give us some lowlights too. We would like to know what wasn't
Yeah,
good, what was great. Yeah, let us know
you
what
want the
you had.
good, the bad, or the ugly first?
Oh,
Let's do good, bad, and then ugly.
okay, yeah, sure.
All right, good. Good was Red and Meth did a great, amazing, fabulous, spectacular job for the
Okay.
live mixtape. With Black Thought, they brought out Freeway. They brought out they brought out somebody else too. Oh, Ines was brought out,
Oh, interesting.
and one more person I can't remember. Damn, I can't remember. They brought out another person. So that was Fly. Um, Nas was there. Nas was one of the headliners for Saturday, but not really. It was weird. So the flyer was not reflective of what ended up happening on the show. So remember, it was supposed to be Jill Scott, Victoria Monet, Nas. That was the original flyer going from left to right. It was Jill Scott, Victoria Monet, Nas.
But then Victoria Monet is having her health issues, so she's not performing
So
anywhere
she
right
so
now
she dropped. Right. So she dropped,
because she was supposed to
and
be at Governor's Ball this weekend, and she's not going to be there anymore.
correct. Yeah, she has some health stuff going on. She dropped from all the festivals. There were 3. We hope she gets better. We covered that already. But our assumption, many of us, was that Jill Scott and Nas would just get longer sets, right? Because she was never replaced. Victoria Monet was never replaced. But Nas went on, then Funk Flex,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was supposed to be Jill Scott, but Funk Flex came back out again.
Oh, okay.
And uh, he said they told me come out and play I could do a few more songs, which was clearly them killing time for
Yeah.
Jill Scott.
Uh-huh.
And so Jill came out
Was
late,
it
but
hard
she
to get a
rocked out
ticket?
till 11. I'm sorry?
Was it hard to get a ticket?
To the Funk Flex show. That's cute. That's good. That's cute right there.
If you
Uh,
know, you know.
right. So, and then Jill came out. Jill did a fabulous job. But Nas did great. I was just confused about why he wasn't higher. It felt like if you needed to, it should have been Funk Flex, Nas, Jill Scott. I guess Jill was the closer because Jill's from Philly. But I thought Nas would be the closer. That was weird to me, especially because that's the way it appeared on the flyer. Until the day before when they put out, I think it was Thursday or Friday, they put out the schedule based on stages. And then it was made clear who was where. And that's the first time I heard about Funk Flex being there. But anyway, Nas did great as usual. He did a good mix of songs. He did not just come out and do Illmatic, which honestly, that's what I was expecting because he's kind of celebrating the 30-year anniversary of Illmatic. But he did a nice blend of songs and he brought out Ghostface. That was fly. Always cool to see Ghostface.
I love
Which created some confusion because Ghostface did not come out for Red and Meth. But he did come out for Nas. And they did Cream. He did Cream, which Method Man did not come out for. It was really interesting. Oh, I just remembered who's the other person they brought out. I knew there was another person. Shame on me. Common. Common came out during the Meth and Red set, and he did his new single and some like freestyle stuff as well. Because remember, the live mixtape is supposed to be like people rapping on different beats, not just doing their singles. Common, that's the one I couldn't remember. So it was Freeway, Ines, and Common that were brought out. And then Common did a mini set. He did his new song, I Used to Love Her, and then like a freestyle. That was really cool. Anyway, yeah, Nas did great. He brought out Ghostface. I think he brought out somebody else too, but I can't remember. And Jilly from Philly, she came out. She did her thing. She brought out Tiara Whack. They have a song together rapping. That was really interesting. That was cool. Marsha Ambrosia, that was entertaining. She was earlier in the day, Saturday. I didn't know what Marsha Ambrosia was going to do, but I knew Butterflies would be part of it. And Butterflies was part of it. And then it became like a cover segment where she did other people's songs that maybe she was involved in. I don't know, but it was weird. But she can really sing, and it was interesting. It was good. Those are the Saturday highlights, I guess.
Amanda Seales come out with her?
Amanda Seales did not come out with her, but she did do a Floetry record. Yeah, the Sunday, I unfortunately missed Scarface and A-Marie by minutes. The line getting in was ridiculous and was moving at a snail's pace. So I just missed them. But I saw Wale. Wale was amazing. He tore it down, and I don't know why he wasn't on the main stage. That place was packed and shouting every word for Wale. That was really cool. Wale did not bring anybody out, but he did an amazing set. Cameron didn't show. He was supposed to be next. We'll get back to that. What else happened Sunday? Tonight's Conversation podcast was dope. They did their thing. I saw them on the podcast stage. That was really cool. And what else am I missing? I did not see Gunna. I missed Babyface trying to wait for Cameron. Shame on me. But I did catch a little bit of the end of Babyface. He was singing To the End of the Road, which I guess he wrote for Boyz II Men. I gotta look into that. Yeah, that was interesting. And
okay,
go ahead. I hear a question. Come on.
You missed Babyface waiting for Cameron?
I was with a group. I was outvoted. I didn't want to be alone watching Babyface. Feel like that's kind of weird. But yeah. So I rolled with everybody to see Cameron. Cameron was right after Wale. Cameron didn't show. We'll get back to that.
And then Cameron didn't show after you waited for Cameron
We're going to
instead
save
of
that.
going to see Babyface.
Correct. And so we'll get back to that because right now we're doing the good. Then we get to the bad and the ugly in just a moment. So Wale was definitely the best performance for Sunday that I saw. Purposely didn't see Gunna. I went to tonight's conversation. And then Lil Wayne was out late. The Roots did a mini set, which Lloyd was brought out. Nice to see Lloyd. He had on a bulletproof vest, which I thought was weird. But I hear that's the fashion now. He
But
did that record.
I want you.
Weird note, little asterisk. Lil Wayne did not come out for that song. Lloyd did it by himself before Lil Wayne came out. Kind of weird, but yeah.
That
And
is
so
okay.
that's it. That's my good.
Okay.
Let's go to the bad.
Okay.
The bad was it was really, really hot. And Saturday, and then Sunday it was just muggy. The weather was gross. And it was packed as hell. It sold out Saturday. They kept saying it sold out Sunday, but I don't know if that's true. So it was really bad. Lines were long. It was hard to get good spots to see some of the shows. Um, last good note going back. Most people started on time on all stages.
Oh,
And
that's
I know last year that wasn't really the case. Last year it was kind of weird.
yeah.
One stage was behind, another stage was ahead. It
Yeah.
was weird.
It's always
Um,
strange, the lineup, especially when artists change or artists don't end up showing up or whatever. It always like throws off the schedule.
right. Um, So to the bad segment, the weather was not amazing for me. Not a fan of the heat, and then it turned into muggy heat on Sunday. Grossness. Also bad, in my opinion. I heard that I don't even know the name, and they're gonna kill me for this, but whatever. What's the Meek Mill song that everyone loves? I used to dream for times like this, to write like this, or
Dreams and
whatever the fuck.
nightmares.
That shit. I heard that shit about 800 times during Roots. That shit played way too much. That was bad.
He's from Philly.
Played
So
it on the main stage. They were playing it at the Monster Energy section. They played it on the other stage. Oh, speaking of the other stage, shame on whatever DJ was on right after Wale because he played Not Like Us and never let it get to the best part of the song. He played it in fast forward. So it was super fast. Everybody was rocking out. And we never got to OV Ho. OV Ho. He cut it off before that. How could you? That was crazy. That was crazy. That was bad.
Mhm.
Also bad, in my opinion. Uh During Sexy Red's set, and there's footage of this out there in the world. She came out on her set was a big ass red hat that said "Make America Sexy Again." I don't rock with that. It was a remix of the MAGA hat. I don't even want to say the word out loud.
So you,
Uh,
you didn't get on stage and lean on the hat while she was performing?
no, I actually was not there for her performance. I opted out. Um, but I heard it was packed. Somebody from the group went, and they said it was packed, and people were rocking, and that she put on an amazing show, and that's awesome. Which leads me to my next thing. While we were waiting for Cameron to not show up, that same DJ played Ski, and I finally heard Ski in full for the first time. Why he played that entire record, but cut off Not Like Us, I don't know. However, I'm here to say, controversial opinion, Ski, you were right, is very similar to Yeah Glow.
I know, I was
My
right.
controver I know, but at the time I didn't have any knowledge. I say, hey, I believe you, but I don't know. Well, now I know for sure, and I'm here to say, Yeah Glow is a much better record. I'm sorry.
That's fine. They
Controversial
sound very
opinion.
similar.
They are very similar in setup. It's pretty much the same record. You were right, but Yeah Glow is better. My opinion.
Well, you also
Finally heard.
just like Glorilla better. You have a bias towards Glorilla, so you were gonna like Yeah Glow better.
No, Yeah Glow is the first song I ever heard from Glorilla.
I know, but you like Glorilla a lot. So
No, no, no. Hold on, but don't get it twisted. Pound Town is a fly ass record. Now, if you ask me what's better, Pound
Downtown,
Town or
like
Yeah Glow, I
you're
mean,
going with
I'm in
Downtown.
Miami looking for a
Looking
hoochie
for who's
daddy. Come
daddy.
on now. Yeah, Glow is good, but it's not messing with Pound Town. So I'm just comparing those two records because of your statement, and they're formulaically pretty much identical. But
Okay.
yeah, so but I vote Yeah Glow. What else was bad? All right, listen, man. I'm here to tell you, if you're a Lil Wayne fan, they did you dirty at Roots Picnic because Lil Wayne came out and he came out late because the Roots did a set, and in that set was Lloyd's set, and after that, I believe it was PJ Morton. I think the people out, it was weird. While they were announcing PJ Morton, there was a lot of noise. So he got up from the keys and started singing. He killed it and went back to the keys. So Lloyd, you had a Roots do a small set. Lloyd did a small set. PJ Morton did a small set. And then they brought out Wayne late, obviously, after all of that, right? And Wayne started late and ended on time. By 10:40 or 10:45, Wayne was done. That was really weird. He basically did like a 20-minute set or 25. It was supposed to be longer than that. And you expect longer from the closer of the Roots Picnic anyway. Last year Usher finished at what, 11:20 or 11:15? I mean, it
Also,
was after 11.
also, Usher is the type of artist who does what the fuck he wants. Even if they had told Usher to get off the stage, he probably would not have.
Well, Lil Wayne, my point is Lil Wayne left in a hurry.
So
And so I
I
feel
believe
bad.
you. I'm just saying when you're speaking about Usher specifically, he's one of those artists. He's one of the ones that's gonna be like, "Oh, they're having a good time. Me too.
Me too.
I'll
Yeah.
stay."
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's the bad. Also his song selection was really weird. Lil Wayne. I didn't even know half the songs, and I'm not a Lil Wayne fan. But it was just like, this dude's been around 30 years and has lots of hit records. I didn't expect any records I didn't know. I thought he would run through hits. Uh, there was like 3 or 4 records that he didn't do in their entirety, but he did them, and I was like, "What? I never heard of this." Even somebody who I was with that was a little Wayne fan was like, "I don't know this one." So that was weird. Uh, and now to the ugly.
Yeah, I was waiting for the ugly. I'm like, what could be ugly?
All right, so Cameron doesn't show up. Let's start there.
And you missed baby.
Cameron doesn't show up. We are waiting and missing Babyface. Okay, fine. But ugly, they didn't replace Cameron.
So there was just no one.
There was just no one.
So
It
you
was
were
just
out
stick
there waiting for
around.
no one while Babyface was only thinking of you on 2 occasions.
Exactly.
Oof.
Ugly.
I would have
Very
been
ugly.
pissed. I would have
Ugly.
been.
Very ugly. They said Cameron will not be performing. Stick around. Up next is Andre 3000. No, nigga, we're leaving. So, yeah. That was ugly. At
Meanwhile,
least replace Cameron.
Babyface's love was making things happen.
Yes.
Oof.
Very ugly that they didn't replace him. I also think it's very ugly that not only did they not replace Victoria Monet, but you gave us Funk Flex twice, which was really weird because just like I imagined when I saw Funk Flex on the schedule, I said, wait, so you're going to have Nas come down and destroy the stage, do an amazing show like he always does. I've seen Nas a few times. And then you're going to have Funk Flex create a party atmosphere, get everybody super hyped, and then bring out Jill Scott. That's a terrible transition. And let me tell you, we got Funk Flex twice instead of once. And it was a terrible transition because you got Funk Flex giving us a party atmosphere. And then here comes the soft, melodic, beautiful Jill Scott. It was a terrible transition. Very ugly. Also ugly, and people have mixed feelings about this. I think it's ugly in principle, but smart in marketing. Apparently, on Saturday, BET had drones taking up the lawn, and people were very upset about this
Why was
because
it?
BET,
Why is it? Because people couldn't get around.
well, they were taking up would-be seating space for the people with the blankets and stuff. So,
Oh well, I feel like as the years go on with Roots, the people with the blankets will lose because it's just getting more and more crowded and more. There's more and more turnout. So
well, I will say I saw more blankets this year than I did last year.
really.
Those blankets were all the way back. Even at the smaller stage, people had blankets out on the grassy patches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But ugly. They took up a bunch of space with these drones, and nobody knew what the hell was going on until at one point
Saw
Saturday,
the pictures.
as Funk Flex, you say you saw the pictures?
I saw the pictures of the drones on the lawn, and then yes, I did see pictures of and video of the actual display that they did, which
Yeah.
I
So
thought
they end
was
up
genius.
doing, and that's why I said ugly in principle, but genius in marketing. Yes.
Oh, I think it's
BT
incredible.
did. Yeah, it was dope. We didn't know what was going on because it kind of looked like a net at one point. It was kind of going like this, opening and closing, but then it became obvious that it was drones. Because at first it kind of looked like fireworks. It was just bright colors
Yeah,
in the sky, and it was like, oh, what's that? Is that fireworks? And then it became this BET Awards ad. So shout out to BET Awards. That was some sneaky, foul, fly shit.
I
I
have to
also
correct you.
think, huh?
I have to correct you. Shout out to BT Experience. It is a whole experience. It is a whole
What's a whole
weekend.
experience?
BT Experience is a weekend.
Oh, but the
BT.
ad was for BET
I
Awards.
know it was for BET Awards, but this is like the build up to the weekend, very much like a Roots Picnic weekend or like an Essence Fest. It's
Okay,
a
I got you.
whole weekend of events.
Got
Um,
it.
it's gonna be like very similar to. I would say probably more similar to Essence because Essence is actually like at a. It's not like a park situation. It's more like it's a venue. Um, a performance venue. But yeah, it's a whole like there's a whole they do like celebrity basketball games and all kinds of stuff around
The
the
event.
awards, and then the awards is the tent pole of the entire weekend. But
Gotcha.
I only say that because I feel like it's so much bigger over the years. They've made it so much bigger than just that 3 hours that we see on TV. So I just wanted to give them props for you know. But please,
Got you.
please
No, no,
continue. I
that's
thought it
good.
was great. I mean, because I'm an advertising nerd, so I just
Oh, it was genius. I will say the only thing I would have changed is instead of doing it when no one knew and when no one was paying attention,
Mhm.
because if you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you didn't. It was like adjacent to the main stage
Okay.
and clearly above, right? I think it would be smarter to have it happening as people were leaving on either Saturday night or Sunday night, because you can only walk out through the main spot. You
Yeah,
could have had it right above that. We'd have all saw it on the walkout because it was long.
yeah.
It wasn't just the BET Awards are coming. It was, a whole thing.
This person's performing. That person.
Right. Yeah, it was long. So, or maybe have an announcement or something. I don't know. It was smart. It was very smart. And I just think I would have changed when it happened to get
Hmm.
more eyeballs on it. But hey, what do I know? And also ugly. Wait, you got something else to say about the drones?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I
Okay.
also thought it was cool that BET was so. Now I know BET does this sort of boots on the ground thing where when there's so it's not just Roots Picnic, but whenever there's some sort of event, like they might go to Broccoli City Fest or wherever, and they have like their people out there taking video. They do all kinds of social promotion off of these events. So it wasn't surprising to see that they had people that went to Roots Picnic and were like documenting everything. But I noticed that you could tell that it was some sort of collaboration. Like there was some sort of uh, agreement between Roots and BET even before the drones happened, which I
Ah.
thought was really smart because every time I opened social over the weekend,
Mhm.
BET was popping up with all of the Roots content. Like they were putting
Okay.
it
Smart.
out. So I guess maybe it was like, hey, we're gonna do this thing there, but we're also gonna make sure we promote your event and show people how exciting this is to be here and whatever.
Right.
So I thought that was cool and just really smart on both sides because obviously BET is a household name, and so to get people excited, even if it's not for this particular year, but for future years, I think it's really important to showcase. And Roots does a great job of that too, like posting about how the event was and just showing people having a good time and showing the performances and whatever. But I thought that was really cool that they seem to they seem to have collaborated even before I looked at it and I was like, oh, are they doing something together even before the drones happened? So
Got you. Yeah, last thing I'll say is also ugly. I'm not sure when he released it, but after Roots Picnic, I saw Cameron release some freestyle. And I'm like, you busy releasing freestyles, but you ain't make it to the show? Come on, player. Come on, player. Come on, man.
I'm trying not to say not so nice things about Cameron. So
It was weird. And the freestyle's weird too, but that's a topic for another time. So
he's
that's
a
my
bit corny
Roots.
these days, is all I'll say.
Got you. That is my good, bad, and ugly of Roots Picnic.
Okay.
So I know we got other topics to get to.
We do. Well, you did bring up Glorilla,
Yes, I did.
and you know, Glorilla is out in the streets doing what Glorilla does. And as of late, she's doing it with Cardi and Meg.
Right. So Cardi and Meg uh, are on the remix, which really this is a new verse from Cardi.
Yeah.
So there's a song called "Wannabe,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's Glorilla's song. It's on her album featuring Meg, but a remix came out where Cardi is on it, and so we both heard it. I've listened to it like 5 times. I had it on repeat mode for a little while.
Because
Um,
that's your girl.
who's
You
my girl?
you and Glow are thick as thieves. I keep saying it, and I don't. I, you
I should
resist
listen to
a little
Glow's
bit,
album. I wonder
but
what Glow's album listen sounds like.
you should listen to it. I mean, I haven't heard it. I don't know what it's like, but I feel like you sound like you want a little more Glow, so you should get a little more Glow.
I don't know. Well, I'll think on that. But I did listen to Wannabe Remix.
Hmm.
I think it's really smart to go last. Um, because the other two artists are bigger, right? So
Yeah.
Meg is a star, Cardi is a mega star. To have them each go before you is really smart because even if you're not a Glorilla fan, and this might be controversial, but when I heard the way that it was laid out, hearing that it was Cardi, Meg, and then Glow, I said, I don't know what executive made this decision, or if it was Glow and her team, but whoever it was really smart because, in my opinion, they put them from most to least popular on the remix. That was really smart to me because it was megastar, superstar, rising star. And
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really smart because the person with the biggest fan base, they were first. And so even if
Yeah.
you only get their fans to press play,
That's
that's a
still
lot
huge.
of fans.
Yeah. Yeah, that is smart.
We know Meg has a super loyal cult following fan base.
Hmm.
And her fans have no problem waiting around for the minute and a half for her verse to start.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really smart because I said, wow, this is a really, really smart way to do this.
Yeah.
It was also very interesting to hear how everyone was on the record.
Yeah.
Everyone had their own style, but also had some similarities.
Yeah.
Um,
I think there's a
it
lot of
seemed like,
alignment between the three of them. They have their own way, their own styles as individuals, but I also think that they're a great trio to put together. It just kind of works.
yeah,
There's a bit of synergy there with the type of music that they put out and their sounds, and I noticed that. I was like, oh, this to me makes sense.
it
Having the
sounded
three
good.
do a record together, yeah.
Yeah, no one sounded like, ew, why are you on here? Everyone sounded like, I belong here. I'm confident. I know what I'm talking about. And of course, as this title says, they want to be me.
Right. And I always like a song where I feel like the artist had fun, and it sounds to me
Oh,
it
yeah, it
sounds
sounded like
like
they
a
had a
fun
blast.
record. It sounds like they had a blast doing it. Um,
Absolutely.
So yeah, that made me smile. I too listened to it a few times, and I was like,
Yeah, it's a good record. The beat is
yeah,
hard. The ladies are all going in their own way.
yeah.
Everybody's talking their shit. Some shots were thrown. I leave it there, but shots were thrown. People doing their thing, and I said, "Okay, ladies," and I agree. I could totally hear the three of them doing another song together. Totally could hear that. So I'm curious if there's a video coming. I didn't see that a video came out, so if I'm wrong, put it in the comments. But this would be a big video, a good look for Glorilla. I'm happy for Glow, because I didn't hear anything about the original song, to be honest. But I'm sure that this remix is going to get a lot of traction.
Remember when the original song came out? It came out the beginning of April. I don't think I really paid too much attention to it though. I know we
Okay,
really didn't talk about it.
no,
Um,
but I didn't
but
even know it existed.
yeah, but
What
they've
like when
been
I saw a remix, I was like, "But what's the original?" So I didn't even know it was Glorilla's song. I just thought it was, honestly, keep it a buck, because Cardi went first. When I first pressed play, I
he
thought it
was
was a Cardi song.
no, and I've seen like I don't know if it's. I remember when they teased it. I remember when Glow and Meg teased it,
Okay.
which was a while back, and I think we talked about that. I think we
Yes,
came on here
I
and
think we
said the
did.
two of them are teasing music,
Okay.
and then
Yeah, I remember that.
it came out shortly after that, but I think it kind of fell off our radar. And
Okay.
so I've seen like, little snippets of videos of them like messing around. I don't remember if there was an original video, but I know that Glorilla has been performing it with the original song with Meg Thee Stallion on tour.
That's smart. They're on tour together.
Right. And then when they were in New York, um, Meg brought Cardi out, and that was when they teased that there would be a remix coming.
Ah, okay. Very smart.
Yes, even
Very
though
smart.
it's apparently, I think one of them, I want to say it was Glorilla who said it, and then Meg was like, "Wait, wait, 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 wait! I thought we weren't supposed to say anything about that." And then she's like, "Oh, my bad, y'all." And then Meg was like, "Well, okay, but we might as well tell him because you already said it." So,
Right.
yeah. And then I think the shortly after that, I don't know, days maybe, the remix was released. So yeah, I think it's cool that the three of them are teaming up. I think I like it. Like I said, there's a lot of alignment there. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, I could totally see them doing more music together, and I think that would be great. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's hit this last topic.
Okay. Because
Variety put
you're
out an
probably tired, Festival Baddie.
no, I'm sorry. Um, Variety put out an article speaking about the Twitter update. Twitter put out a rules update, policy update. Um, this week, yesterday, the article came out actually, and June 3rd. Yeah, yesterday. Anyway, Twitter has updated their porn policy. They are now officially allowing not safe for work content, and they have been specific about the rules, and people are reacting to that in various ways. Uh, but this is not what's interesting to me is that this is getting a lot of attention. It's being allowed under the new leadership of X slash Elon Musk, but that was already the case when Twitter existed. Excuse me. That policy was pretty much already in place prior to Elon Musk being at Twitter. Um, so I see why it's a big deal because so many rules have changed while he's been there under his leadership. But I think it is a smart move to allow it because that's pretty much where that content is found. That's the one social media platform that has allowed that. I think it would be foolish to not allow it. So it's smart that they are kind of co-signing and putting out their guidelines. There are rules. I'm not going to read the article. Y'all could go look for it if you want. I already read it. It's long. But it's detailed in a good way. And Variety also asks like college professors about it and stuff like that. Speaks about different people chiming in. And it also gave some of the history of the rules and how they've changed. But there are rules about hentai, AI, and even how people are putting up the content. There are also rules about the explicit content. You cannot have explicit content as your profile for photo or in the banner of your profile. Um, and so it's good things to know. But really, I just think this is important news because adult entertainment may not be what we speak about here, but it is a form of entertainment that lots of people use on a regular basis for different reasons. And it's another form of content creation. And we here champion content creators. So I thought it was worth bringing here. We spoke about it off pod and we agreed we would bring it here. I just think it's a smart move, even though it already existed. I think it's smart to come out and say, yeah, we're with y'all. We know why you're here. Go free and do your thing. It kind of makes it like it's kind of like they're putting their flag down in the sand, you know what I mean? And letting all the not safe for work content creators know, like, hey, the other platforms are rejecting you and making it harder for you. Come on home to Twitter. We got your back.
Because there's also that risk of um, being reported and
Yeah.
like having that reported post be found restricted.
Yeah.
So I think this is important too. I know you're saying that a lot of this was already in place, but I think that's important too because something that I don't think anyone thinks about, people who are not content creators. I mean, we're all creators in our own right, right? If you have social media, you've put something on the internet that you probably a photo you took or video you took or whatever. But I think when you're not a content creator, you don't realize how much nuance there is to putting up a post because even for us putting up music related content or movie related content or things like that, sometimes our stuff gets flagged, and
Yeah.
we're not posting anything that's not safe for work. Sometimes it's copyright infringement, whatever it might be. But I think sometimes people probably don't even realize how much behind the scenes stuff happens um, when you're constantly posting and when there's a lot of traffic to your posts as well. It
Yeah.
leaves your post a lot more susceptible to being reported or being restricted for some reason. So this is good. I think this is encouraging for, like you said, for creators to know that there's kind of a safeguard in place. It doesn't mean that your post will never get taken down or that it'll never be flagged or anything like that. But at least you know that there are parameters in place for you to feel comfortable enough to post what you want to post.
Yeah.
And you can challenge if needed. You can challenge when things come up. So
Yeah. I also think it's a smart move because, like I said, um, the meta owned platforms um, and even other platforms are making it harder for people to post risque content.
mhm.
So knowing that, hey, there's a place I could do pretty much whatever is like a relief for those type of creators. Because even somebody I know who does art, they constantly have issues on the meta platforms because of the type of art that they do, which is like, I guess, raunchy. They don't have those issues on Twitter. So, it allows them the freedom to do what they want to do and not have to worry about, hey, is my account going to get shut down? It's
Right,
really that's what can happen. Like
right,
even saying like getting reported or flagged, if that's the type of content you make, you only need a few of those. You only need that to happen a few times before your entire account could get shut down.
right. Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's smart.
No, I agree. I agree.
You know what else I think?
It's time to go.
It's time to go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. We will see y'all tomorrow on Wednesday.
Bye.